"Why won't you look at me?" she asked. Martin kept his eyes low as he took a long drag of his smoke with shaking fingers. A bead of perspiration creeped down the side of his brow. On the desk in front of him was a fully loaded revolver. He'd already tried aiming at the thing, but he'd just be blind firing anyway. Besides, when he tried, he heard it move out of the way, scuttle across the ceiling to safety. Now his thoughts drifted to other uses for the weapon. This shouldn't even be possible, he thought. And to think, a day ago his life had been normal. "She's called the Headless Spider," said the clerk with a slight air of pride. Martin examined the curiosity on the antique store shelf before him. It appeared to be the taxidermy of some sort of giant tarantula, its legs extending a good 3 feet in both directions, and the entire thing covered in coarse, brownish, hairs. Quite convincing creation, despite it obviously being a fake. The strangest part about it though was its namesake. Where there should have been a big, false, tarantula head, there was only a stump, covered in an old, dusty, cloth. When Martin reached out for the taut fabric, the clerk quickly snatched at his wrist. "Please sir, do not look," he said sternly. "Never look." Pulling his hand away with a slightly quizzical look, Martin merely shrugged. "I'll take it," he said. That night during dinner, his wife, Cindy, couldn't help but interject when he suggested using the spider as a centerpiece for this year's Halloween decorations. "I'm telling you, I just don't like it," she said, a little exasperated. "And that whole thing about note looking under that old drag? What if there were actual spiders living inside it? Did you ever think about that?" "I doubt he'd sell me something with live spiders in it," said Martin absent-mindedly. "But you didn't even check." "All right, fine, I'll settle this." Cindy got up and headed for the grotesque arachnid. "Wait," said Martin, almost on impulse. Something in his voice made her stop. "What?" Just don't, okay? I'll take it out to the garage, and check it out tomorrow. If there's nothing gross in there, are we good?" Cindy considered, let out a little sigh, and finally nodded. "All right." When Martin got home from work the next day, something seemed wrong. The house was dark, and Cindy nowhere to be seen. That's when he noticed the door to the garage, ajar. When Martin stepped inside, and turned on the light, he found the body of his wife. A pool of fresh blood surrounded her stump of a neck. Then he heard the scuttling. "Martin?" Cindy's voice called out. His eyes turned to the corner of the garage ceiling. Nestled in the dark spot, he saw brownish, hairy, legs, and in the middle of them, for the briefest of moments, his wife's face.